everyone. If you're an artist or an entrepreneur who's ready to create some t-shirt designs, then here's a question for you. If a design looks great on a computer screen, will it look equally good when you put it on a t-shirt? Well, not necessarily, but if you design it with a couple of things in mind, then it definitely can. I'm Grace from PrintBest, your print-on-demand partner, and in today's video, we're spilling some inside secrets on how to make your designs work well for print-on-demand. As a print-on-demand company, we've seen some fantastic t-shirt designs, but we've also seen a lot of design mistakes because the designer didn't know how well their work would translate into print. That's why we created a full blog article that addresses how to avoid pitfalls and make your print-on-demand designs look their best. We've included a link to the blog article in the description below, so you can check it out later. This video is based on that blog, so we're going to cover all 6 design tips. At the end, we'll also tell you about a free tool that you can use, so stick around for the whole video. Now let's jump right in. The first tip is to design for the right printable area size. It sounds simple, but there's more to it than most people realize. Before you start creating your design, know the maximum printable areas that your print-on-demand company can cover and consider how much of this area that you're planning to take up. The size of the area can be different depending on the size of the garment. A 4XL shirt is going to have a larger area than an extra small. Some print-on-demand suppliers will take the extra effort to shrink your design a little bit for smaller sizes so that your design looks proportional on the shirt. But that also means that you should be careful about very small fonts and details. At the same time, you also need to be aware of the image resolution. You can scale up an image to make it bigger, but you're left with lower resolution, which means your image could look blurry or pixelated. This is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when submitting an image to be printed on a t-shirt. We recommend that you use clear images at 300 dpi for the best print results. Our second tip is to be aware of the color mode. If you've designed for print in the past, you know that most printers use CMYK. The color mode uses ink in cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Computer screens, on the other hand, use RGB color mode. This is a combination of red, green, and blue. When you convert RGB to CMYK, the colors tend to look less vibrant. So what about print on demand? Each print-on-demand company has their own color requirements. Most of them use the direct-to-garment printing method, so they're not confined to the CMYK mode. PrintBest recommends submitting files in RGB for best results, but we also accept other color modes. Always create your design in the final color mode required, because every time you convert your work, you run the risk of colors shifting. The third tip is knowing the printing method. In the past, t-shirt sellers relied mostly on screen printing. This method made adding more colors time-consuming and expensive. It was also challenging to fine print details in the artwork. But with print-on-demand, all of this changed. Most print-on-demand companies use direct-to-garment printing and dye sublimation. Both of these methods can easily print a wide range of colors and fine details. So when you're designing, you don't need to think about whether adding that extra color will cost you more or if your details are going to get lost. What you should keep in mind, however, is that direct-to-garment limits the areas that you can print on. So, for example, you won't be able to print on the collar of the shirt. Dye sublimation, on the other hand, can cover the entire shirt with printing. So for each case, design your garments accordingly. PrintBest uses direct-to-garment for all of our apparel and dye sublimation for other products like mugs, puzzles, and more. You can see a full list of products that we offer in the PrintBest catalog. We've left a link in the description below. The fourth tip to keep in mind is the garment color. Even if you're just planning to sell white t-shirts, you still need to consider the implications of this. Whenever possible, avoid using the color of the garment in your design. So for example, if you know that you're going to print on a black t-shirt, then avoid using black outlines in your design. And if you're planning on selling the same design on different colored shirts, then consider creating a different version with inverse colors. Contrast in colors will make your design more vibrant and more eye-catching. Another color issue to be aware of is using white ink on bright colored shirts. Your white areas may actually appear tinted. Some printing companies will charge you extra to print certain colors on dark colored shirts because they need multiple layers of ink to get the color right. But at PrintBest, we bring you the same results without charging the fee. So tip number 5 is use transparency to your advantage. Sometimes you might want a big boxy background, but for most t-shirt designs, you'll want a clear background with a floating design. So make sure that your file's background is not white, because if it is, it will print in white ink. Save images with transparent areas as PNG files. They should appear to have a checkered background. We also recommend you avoid semi-transparent graphics or elements with lower capacity. These elements don't transmute well in direct-to-garment printing. Instead, use solid colors, or you can simulate semi-transparency by using halftoning. And finally, tip number 6, always generate a mock-up so that you can see what your design actually looks like on a t-shirt. A design on a flat surface can look really different when it's actually worn by a person. The mock-up can also help you visualize the placement of your design on the t-shirt. A mock-up is not always 100% accurate, but it gives you a good idea of what the finished product should look like. And speaking of mock-ups, PrintBest has a free tool that generates mock-ups for all of your customized items. Before you add any of your products to your store, you'll be able to see the mock-up, which you can also use as the product picture in your online store. To get started, sign up at printbest.com using the link in the description below, connect to your online store, and customize any product of your choice. Today's video covered 6 important tips based on our experience as a print-on-demand provider. Have you ever seen t-shirt designs that followed these tips and looked amazing? Or maybe you've seen ones that made all of these mistakes? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We're always making new videos to help online sellers like you profit more from print on demand. Good luck, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.